Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your timeless true love read. I am your reader, Mark Angelo Lyons, Mal for short, professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998, the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. But you, my noble bulls, can call me Mal. Hi, hey, my second housers. really glad to be doing these timeless true love reads. So much, in fact, that I created two videos, one a preface to what the timeless true love reads are about, so I don't have to keep saying it every single reading. It's in the opening links you'll see in the description box, as well as a reading or a video on how to book a reading with me. Not just how to book a reading, but what goes down in a reading with me. So all that's in the description box, which just cut my intro time down to way less than half. So you know the rest, right? It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. What I will say, though, is that the path of true love is about you. It's your hero's journey, your healing journey, your spiritual path through your relationships to heal what needs to be healed, to be loved, to love, as well as to be love, right? So the physical world, right? To be loved, to be able to receive love from the outside, the internal world, to be loving, as well as in the higher dimensional, the soul aspect of to be the love that you truly are. That being said, we are doing a Celtic Cross spread, 2 tarot decks, so we'll get 10 of those to do the 10 position Celtic Cross spread, with a couple extra cards thrown in, some archetypes, Whisper of Love Oracle, and a Macon healing mantra for the end of it to help you through this. Otherwise, if you want to go a little bit deeper into what this is about, check out the links. There's a lot of links down there. Path of True Love is really important to me. It's been a revelation in ways. Every relationship in my life, not just the romantic sexual ones, have really inspired my growth, and in some places forced my hand in terms of my own healing, if you get what I mean. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will. All the decks I read are always in the bottom of the description box if you would like to look into those as well. That's about it. Please take a nice deep breath. Okay, alright, oh no, okay, here we go. We're going to start with the Caroline May's Archetype deck to get you 2, count them, 1, 2 archetypes, 1 for you, who will be in the first position of the Celtic Cross, the other being somebody crossing your path on the path of true love. Could be a lover, could be a friend, could be a family member, who knows? Only you can know that in a general read, because remember, this reading is about you, whoever else that you are dealing with, just crossing your path to help, to heal, to wound or well. But let's find out. Please take one more nice deep breath. Yeah, okay, now I'm ready. Here we go. I call to my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. Please, what is the dominant 8th chakra archetype going on for the Taurus collective? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. I'm watching this video, receiving this reading. Even the one crossing their path, there may be some flip-flop there if there's cross-watching going on, or sometimes it's just flipped around. So please, what's their dominant archetype on the path, and what is the dominant 8th chakra archetype of the person crossing their path on the path of true love? Just leave that card in my hand. There we go. Now these are already in the title, so you know them before I do, oddly enough. So let's see how brave you are for showing up. Well, wow, yeah, no, if anybody shows up to watch this video, you are incredibly brave, considering you have 2, count them, 2 survival family archetypes. There are 9 families of archetypes. The very first family you learn about reading Sacred Contracts by Caroline Myss is the survival family archetype, which everybody has these 4 particular archetypes. Now the child, the victim, victor, the saboteur, which just came up in the Aries read, and the prostitute. Nations have it, companies have it, right? This is the trunk of the archetypal tree, that without the trunk, the branches have no shot at surviving. So this is how we learn the power to survive in this world. Now, you got the prostitute, but I'm telling you, it has practically zero to do with being a hooker, TJ or otherwise, right? Sorry, Generation X, right? Let's keep it light. No, I get challenged with the prostitute every day, right? And I'll explain. The shadow attribute places material considerations and security above self-empowerment. Just my process of doing videos, it is probably way more involved than it needs to be, right? The setup, what I do, I pray and meditate, I do yoga, I do Wim Hof, right? Even my editing process, I could just crank them out, but I'm not compromising my spirit that way just to, I don't know, get more subscribers or something, put out more videos when this is my art. And I think you could maybe relate to that in the light attribute, accentuating the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of your spirit. So just in terms of relationships in general, regardless of the form or who they are with, how many times have you prostituted yourself? Pretended to be something that you weren't. Negotiated away your own sense of self so that somebody else would be comfortable or that they would stay. Now, it's different. It's how we learn it, I guess, as we are kids. If our parents were particularly neglectful, abusive, or codependent, or if a parent was lost, LOST, if there's a loss of a family member that way, right? A parental figure, that's something that can impact us very, very young, obviously. And so that fear of losing that security, we will prostitute ourselves. Or as I've said, how many people stay in work situations that are just killing them on the inside for the paycheck? Now, that's not a judgment, but the prostitute is the archetypal guardian of faith versus comfort. Because sometimes having faith is not comfortable. Finding your way through something, sometimes to pick up your bed and walk, maybe to another corner. I don't mean that like that. Get off my corner. Crossing your path is somebody with the victim/victor archetype. I really wish she had come up with because these obviously sound horrible. What the shadow side is really written on the card in that way. But the opposite of the victim is the victor, as in the spoils of war go to the victor, right? So it's about victory. And this is the guardian of self-esteem and boundaries. Self-esteem as a verb, not a noun. Carolyn Mace is big on that, and I'm so grateful for her for that, showing me it's not a noun, it's a verb. The shadow attribute of the victim, playing the victim for positive feedback in the form of pity, inability to maintain personal boundaries. So look, who wants to deal with the victim? But everybody has this, so therefore everybody has done it and does it more than they realize, particularly in the shadow. They might not want to look at that. So the light attribute prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. So we've got two survival archetypes here. So there is something very survivally oriented here of all the other cards that could have come out. All right, our work seems to be at least somewhat cut out for us. Let's start building on top of that. Our beloved Celtic Cross spread. Like I said, using two different tarot decks. We're going to put Daughters of the Moon down, all 10 down, face down first, to get you the heart, throat, third eye, crown, right? Because if these are the 8th, they obviously affect every chakra underneath it in terms of what we incarnate from 8th chakra to root chakra, as well as what we heal and alchemize from root chakra up to 8th. Please breathe. And then we'll do Mythic Tarot to look at the outside, root, sacrum, solar plexus, chakra stuff. Here we go. My goddesses of Earth and the sign of Taurus, please, using the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. 10 cards, face down, Celtic Cross for the Taurus Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video. Receiving this reading with the prostitute and the victim may flip-flop and may be very easy to go back and forth throughout this reading because everybody has both of those archetypes. Definitely about survival here for both of them in some way, shape, or form. So please, what is heart, throat, third eye, crown, yin dynamic, feminine energy, internal, heart, throat, third eye, crown, we'll say it again, for this prostitute, please. What I'm saying is the Taurus, though it might move around the table back and forth. How about who's crossing their path with the victim archetype? what's going on at the core here that they may or may not be aware of. They may both be dealing with this, considering that they're in the same family of archetype. What is behind them on the path? I'll take that one. What is above them? What crowns them? What's coming into being or hovering may or may not, depending on what decisions are going on in the now, so to speak. What is before them on the path, right? The next step kind of dynamic. What is the lesson the divine would have them learn? Their guides, masters, teachers, all of them. From the outside looking in, how does their energy feel? Horizontal plane. Not so much how they appear, but the energy they're giving off. These are yin cards. And what are their hopes and fears? The destiny hewn from fate on the hero's journey aspect of the path of true love for the Taurus. And what is their most probable outcome, considering all that's going on this specific timeline of this lifetime for the Taurus Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign collective on the path of true love. Let's look. All right. Okay. This is pretty good to start with. Prostitute, right? You got the Prostitute archetype there. The Maiden of Flames, that would be the King of Wands, the Aries card. Now, if you have Aries placement, I would certainly recommend you go watching the video I did earlier today on Aries, because, like I said, the Saboteur archetype was involved, but it was the person crossing their path, but there can be flip-flop, right? Either way, the Calafia, an Amazon goddess, essentially, of California, right? So Calafia, California. Very, very strong Amazon energy here in that way. But regardless of gender, this is about leadership, like all the stuff that First House Aries is about, right? Taking the initiative, the ego, the personality, and the soul. And you might very much be focusing on you right now. Look, the word selfish itself is neutral, because self-care is selfish, but if you don't do it, I mean, I had to learn how to take care of myself in a whole different way during the past year and a half working from home, right? Just to keep my sanity together by making sure that my emotional needs were met, my physical needs were met, right? Getting exercise, breath work, everybody has their own individual curriculum for that. But this can certainly be about you also wanting to initiate something, maybe with and maybe without this person crossing your path who's dealing with self-esteem and boundary issues like everybody else. It's all a journey, right? And no matter what anybody looks like on the outside, we all deal with this from time to time, particularly after this past year and 6 months, 7 months, right? So the card of Temperance here, definitely going through a process of internal balance and healing. Temperance, if you look into what tempered metal is, and there are tons, thousands, hundreds of thousands, about millions of videos on YouTube about people doing this like steel work, iron work stuff, like refurbishing, renovating, and how many times they will temper steel, and it is fascinating to me. I don't know why it turns me on the way it does, but it does. I don't know. I do like a nice Hephaestus archetype, right? Good old god of fire and forge. Manly, yes, but I like it too. So this internal process here, really balancing their water, what it is that they feel and what it is that they want, their element of fire, which, you know, it takes a lot to balance those two so that the water doesn't put out the fire and the fire doesn't evaporate the water. Bringing that into a balance, and that does take time, right? Alchemy, ascension, shadow work, and even temperance all take the same three ingredients: heat, time, and pressure, right? So interesting here, because what's interesting, you got the Ten of Pentacles at the core of this thing, that this is the harvest, that there really is the foundation that both of you seek inside both of you, right? Maybe you're feeling that for each other, that sense of stability, or a sense of that there is a potential family situation here, however that plays itself out. Even if you want to say soul family, that there is a real strong connection here, just like we see in the traditional Rider-Waite version of the 10 of Pentacles. Actually, if you look at the formation of those 10 pentacles, those 10 coins, they are the pattern of the Kabbalistic tree of life, right? So it's really about a wholeness, WHOLENESS, but definitely physical. This could even be of values, right? That the two of you have great value to each other. I was interested, well, because of that prostitute with the money thing, material considerations, what's going on here, that it could also be it's the base of the issue here. We're going to see what that looks like once we get the next set down. But what you have behind you is the Sagittarius card, the Crone of Flames, Caridwen, the Sagittarius card, so that would be the Knight of Wands in the past here, leading you to the Ace of Wands here. The King of Wands, the Aries card, the Maiden of Flames. So definitely that 9th house expansive Sagittarian stuff. I feel like inside of yourself, on whatever this looks like on the outside, where you've been on the path of true love is really expanding what it is that you want, right? Maybe looking at all of your desires and all of your options, and sometimes those desires can be contradictory, an arrow shot in two different directions. Well, I want to be in an intimate relationship, but I want to be completely independent, right? It can pull you different ways, which is why I do recommend, if you have any Aries placement, to go watch that, because in the position here, I just remember, was the card Conflict, 4 of Flames in this deck, different than the 4 of Wands as we usually see it. So yeah, the vibe on this is there might be very much be some restlessness here, or an expanse of just, yes, but I want to do this, and I want to do this, and I want to experience that, and I want to kiss them, or I want to, no, this could, by the way, be family member as well here. This is not necessarily all of this is romantic, sexual. I'm not seeing that spelled out to me directly, and that is in that preface. If you haven't watched the preface, pause this, go watch it, come back. I'll wait. No, I won't. I won't at all, because you got crowning the 10 of Flames here, different than the 10 of Wands in its energy. Daughters of the Moon Tarot. This is the Hora. This is Hava Nagila. This is a celebration, a completion of the cycle of fire, and happily so. I mean, as much as death is a rite of passage, they don't do the Hora at funerals, right? No, it's weddings, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs. I have a Jewish stepfather. I've been exposed since I was a child, and they're fun. I mean, I do love a good bar mitzvah, bat mitzvah. The booze is good. Well, I'm Italian. I'll love food no matter where you put me. Just easy on the gefilte fish. Oh, I went to one once where they took oranges, cut them in half, froze them, scooped them out, and served them. Drink vodka out of the vodka shots. It was the best thing ever. Best day ever. Right? Hava Nagila. This is what's hovering here, and I cannot escape the 2 10s. You've already got a double whammy. You got a 10 in the crown and a 10 in the core. So whatever's going on here between the two of you, sure, you're at a cycle of completion. Particularly you with that Flames, that Aries on the inner, here, that 10 of Flames, whatever internal work. I think you're really clear about what it is that you want, what drives you, what motivates you, what you would choose and decide for. Just wondering about the material stability of this. This might be a concern you both have, because that's an awful lot of fire. Can it be grounded, right? You don't, oh, what a lovely bonfire you made. That burned down the village, right? You know, you want to make sure that is supported. And the card of Harvest is also certainly about wisdom. This could also say that the two of you have a history together, at least an internal wisdom history, even if you haven't been in each other's face the whole time. All right, 2 10s. What's before you? Like, what's coming next on the path? Well, the card of Celebration. Now, in this deck, this is the card of Judgment. I know, no Archangel Gabriel with the horn and zombies rising from the grave on this one. No, no, no. A bunch of women in the mountains, one would think, circle dancing around a central point. Except if you look again, they're dancing on the belly of the mother, breasts in the foreground, pubic mound in the background, and they're dancing around her navel, right? Something revealed here. And this is your second major arcana card. Well, the first one's the person you're dealing with, unless you're identifying as the second position. But we are looking about something revealed on the inside here. Now, I'm just going to backtrack a moment to this card of Sagittarius, because ninth house dynamic is spirituality, right? So it's not just about, you know, getting what you want, and it's mutable fire, Sagittarian, changeable fire, but it is that Jupiterian expansion that can often speak of a person's personal spirituality, you know, however that is. So I'm thinking if you're the Taurus, I don't want to say the Taurus prostitute, the Taurus with the prostitute archetype, which everybody has, then this might be something that you're considering if there has been an expansion previous to this person crossing your path again, or maybe they have been around you the whole time, where you've had this internal expansion. Your values are different, right? What you have harvested from it is very, very strong and stable. And so this, you know, could be a celebratory thing here between the two of you, but then after that comes another, I gotta say, 2 circle dances. I'm gonna call that an artistic double whammy. Yeah, minor arcana, major arcana. But really, practically, I mean, look, one right after the other. So something revealed within, or at least that sense of that wholeness. But that's really the card of the world. The next card after that, this is the, oh my God, oh my God. And there are other cards that could have said that this would not be good. This feels good. I'm just wondering what that 10 of Pentacles has to do with all of it. You don't have to comment yet. Let's see. Comment in the description box. Let's find out. Comment in the description box. Comment in the comment section, but chill. Because here, the lesson is the 3 of Blades. Now, the 3 of Swords is very different in this deck, as is most of the decks in the Daughters of the Moon, to traditional tarot, particularly the Rider-Waite deck. Pamela Coleman Smith, blessed be forevermore. This is about focus. I've said it over and over. To me, the 3 of Swords, if it's always going to be about heartbreak, why isn't the heart actually broken? And I'm going back to Rider-Waite. I know there are other versions where that thing is cracked and bleeding and, you know, ruining the couch, so to speak. This is getting to the heart of the matter. This is about a maiden, a mother, and a crone, at least in the artwork, right? Focusing their minds, putting their minds to get to the heart of something with a pyramid in the background, which is certainly about focus of energy, as well as a sphinx, which means that there may be a mystery afoot, right? Something that cannot be ascertained without real focus, or at least getting to the heart of the matter. I'm going to say, if this is the interpretation that's resonating for you, that's not heartbreak, you're not learning how to heal heartbreak here, I'm not seeing this here, then this is, all right, I got to get to the heart of the matter of what is my lesson here. Heart, throat, third eye, crown. Got to use the third eye to get it's a hose thing outside. That's not me. Excuse me. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. From the outside looking in, you are definitely gathering the information like the Gemini. A lot of court cards here, my Taurus. From the outside looking in, your heart, throat, third eye, crown might very much be throat chakra, third eye. Throat chakra, third eye, right? Seeing and chewing and processing and speaking and communicating, third house energy here. So talkative, communicative, and if not outwardly communicative, we will see once, like I said, those mythic tarot hit the table for the outside, or if this, you know, is something that you're talking about doing on the outside, or if this really is, you're giving me the word internal computation, right? Just processing all of the data pieces. But that self-expression of the third house, Gemini, mutable earth, definitely in there. This would be the Knight of Swords. So let's see. Right, who you got here? You got 2 knights and a king, right? A crone of flames, maiden of blades, and maiden of wands, right? Missing anybody else here? Nope. All right, your destiny, your fate, the hero's journey part of it, 9 of Cups. Either way, your destiny comes, at least internally to start with you giving yourself the love, the compassion. Yes, I'll say there is wish fulfillment in this card, but But I've yet to find anybody get their wish fulfilled in a healthy way until they did the Eight of Cups, walk away into themselves to give themselves that ninth cup so that another person could come in and bring that 10. So again, not completely on board with saying this is a total romantic sexual thing we're looking at here. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But here we have our first water card, right? So that's another little tip-off that your destiny is achieved. Destiny is what you alchemize out of fate. Fate's what you can't change. Destiny is what you do with it. That's why the position is called hopes and fears. It's what you most hope for. We also kind of totally are afraid of because of the work entitled, right? There's just a certain amount of work that's built in to the path of true love. And yet this is Kuan Yin, the Chinese bodhisattva, some say goddess, depends on who you read, of compassion and contentment. So this could be doing the work for yourself, being your own wish fulfillment for a bit, particularly if this person is taking their time doing their healing, their internal temperance, so that you can what? Go with the flow, watch the movie, feel good, right? Take care of your own heart, your own emotional needs, and if you like, set up the infrastructure within you little by little by little to then receive not just your wish fulfillment on the outside, but be able to handle it energetically, emotionally, mentally, psychically, spiritually, however you want to say that. And maybe even physically, right? With that 10 of Pentacles under here, there's probably a tremendous wealth between the two of you. And I don't know that that's necessarily all financial dollars and cents. Maybe it is. But there's definitely that sense with these two 10s here, not just the closings of cycles, but something strong and complete here. But getting to that heart of the matter, I don't know what that's about yet. Let's see, most probable outcome here? Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. I gotta say, 5 of Pentacles was the last card for the outer in this position for the Aries read. That I remember that. Y'all are lucky, because my memory for this stuff, once a reading ends, is pretty much shot. The Earthquake. The card of the Earthquake. This is my minor arcana card of the Tower, so to speak. Right? How the Tower comes in, lightning bolt, changes everything. Well, this is on a lesser level, but the Earthquake lasts 10 seconds is an incredibly long earthquake, depending on Richter scale, right? It changes everything. And so that being left out in the cold isn't necessarily depicted here, but there is that feeling of being shook on the inside when this card hits the table. Now that could be wonderful. That could be terrifying. That could be devastating. And that's where we're going to put 10 more cards on top of this. I just want to look here. How many fire? We've got 1, 2, 3 fire cards. Earth. We have 1, 2, 2. All right. So air. We've got 1, 2. And we've got water. We've got spirit. So you have a balance at least of all 4 elements. At least 1 water card here, though. So that looks like where some focus might need to be placed. Let's keep looking. Mythic Tarot will represent the external stuff, right? Either you from the outside looking in, horizontal plane, or you look from the inside looking out, horizontal plane. But certainly, will affect certainly the root, sacrum, solar plexus, chakras. Breathe. Okay, my gods of earth and the sign of Taurus. I need 10 cards, but these we will pull one at a time and call them out as we go. Show me what's going on. The physical world here. Root, sacrum, solar plexus dynamic for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. With the prostitute archetype in their 8th chakra and the person crossing their path, the soul crossing their path. Dealing with the victim. Victor archetype, my positive side of the light side of the saboteur, I call the empowerer. The prostitute, though, the hooker with the heart of gold, I don't know what to call that. The faither or whatever. So with the prostitute and the victim on the table here, does not sound fun, but there's definitely some financial dynamics I'm getting with that 10 of Pentacles. So please, let's clarify. What's going on with the Taurus, with the prostitute archetype, and the Aries on the inner, what's going on on the outer. And we've got the Lovers. All right, massive decision in front of you. How do you make the most loving, wise, empowered decision? I have to say there's something very similar to the Aries read on this one. The Lovers was also prominent there, but that was in the inner. This is in the outer. Now, of course, most readers would say, oh, it's definitely a romantic relationship. Well, I would agree to that, particularly if there are money things in between the two of you. Might be causing stress in some ways. So how do you make the most loving, wise, empowered decision when money hits the table? When you have the prostitute archetype, you have to have faith, right? You have to go with this spirituality or this ninth house Sagittarian expansion behind you to really see the larger picture here. The person crossing their path has the victim-victor with temperance, and honestly, I'm going to say that the spiritual practices that involve that temperance, though they do take time, are almost always from lead to gold. It's always about balancing for an improvement. So one would think going from the victim to victory, right, to the victor. Nope. What does this look like on the outside, please, my gods of Earth? In the sign of Taurus, 10 of Wands. All right, I would say from the outside looking in, this person is in the furnace but almost done baking. Why? Because this is your third 10, and it's the 10 of Wands, the 10 of Flames, the 10 of Wands here. So I think you might not know what this person is going through, but I think you will, because that's how they are presenting themselves here, quite literally sitting in a furnace, so to speak. This is Jason and the Argonauts having retrieved the golden fleece, sitting on the beach. The ship, the Argo, is broken, and they built a bonfire out of the planks, right? It's toast. It's done. And certainly I can feel that this person might very well be burdened. But again, it is now your third 10, right? Where are you, right? 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Flames, 10 of Wands. Definitely something is wrapping up here for this person. Now, the vibe that I get off this is give them the time and space to do what they have to do. They may be playing victim here and there, but they are going to find their boundaries through this. They're at the end of this cycle. And, so then what's crowning might very well be the celebrating of, no, that's a good thing, right? Look, because now we have this solid foundation, both of what we really want and what we really need to fuel the fire. Because they didn't start the fire. It was always burning since the world's been turning. I just Billy Joel does. Oh. Generation X programming. Please take a nice deep breath. Let's look at this Judgment card, right? It might be that all of this has been in play for a while with that Temperance card there, with the person crossing your path there. So I think here comes, again, that idea of celebration, that something is revealed on the inner, but that it is something worth celebrating to really match that 10 of Flames. This person, however, may be burned out. It's very possible, hence needing to come into balance, right, with that temperance within. Burnout's a tricky thing, right? There's physical burnout, emotional burnout, creative burnout, mental burnout, spiritual burnout, relationship burnout, and they don't all heal the same way. So, yeah, what is that? Psych to Go, P-S-Y-C-H, number 2, letter G-O, great YouTube channel. Yeah, they have good disclaimers too. So what does this look like on the outside? What is before them on the path with that Judgment card? We've got the Page of Cups, and I'm going to read this two different ways. The first one is that this is the card of Narcissus, where we get narcissist from, but it's a little different in the mythos. This is about self-reflection. This is about starting a path of love, looking into oneself, right? Self-reflection, staring at your reflection. You know, what's funny, though, is that the people with the narcissist pattern can't see themselves, right? They can't see themselves clearly. You can hold up a mirror and say, you are doing this. And they're like, no, I'm not. You're doing it. No, I'm rubber, you're glue, right? The other side of this is that a message of love comes through and something is revealed, perhaps something that was not seen by either one of you. And I'm going to say the theme of circles here, right? Circle of women around the table, circle of women, it's a feminist deck, circle of women here dancing the hora, a circle of women here dancing in celebration because something has been revealed, some rite of passage completed here, which this might very well be a rite of passage for one of you, but that's affecting both of you. I just see that Lover's card is that the decision, the life-changing decision is going to be yours to make, particularly with that Aries card inside of you. So it does feel like a Page of Cups is coming in, and that kind of says to me that could be an apology, could be a piece of emotional clarity this person brings to you, or it could be a reconnective message saying that, look, I'm sorry I victimized you because I was victimized. I didn't know any better, but now I do. It did the healing work and I'm exhausted. But I got through it. This could be somebody in rehab. Any form, right? It could even be physical rehab. All right, interesting, Page of Cups. It does feel like a message of love is coming in, even if that message of love is to go within to get that revelation, giving yourself the love that only you can give you, particularly with the Lover's card and the Aries with that prostitute archetype, not prostituting yourself, right? Saying, no, I know my worth. I know my worth now. I have faith. Let's see. Oh, we did skip ahead. Let me see that Ten of Pentacles there. What's going on? I'm allowed to skip around because it's my channel, not yours. What's going on with that Ten of Pentacles at the core here? Right? So we got the major arcanas dealt with. Yeah, that Ten of Pentacles at the core. King of Cups. There are a lot of people involved in this, or at least between the two of you, a lot of your own internal stuff. This is about emotional maturity. This is about the home, the Cancerian card. King of Cups, cardinal water. Also says to me that though both of you might feel like home, because come on, Ten of Pentacles with the Cancerian card, from the outside looking in, that there's a lot of creativity, at least emotional creativity, for that sense of the two of you feeling at home, right? And, you know, that can sound a little cliche. It's like you feel like home. But what home are you talking about? The home you grew up in? Well, it depends on the... Wow, you feel just like mom and dad. If somebody said that, you'd probably bolt, right? What does it mean to say when you feel like home? Well, or maybe our true home. That home where we all come from. That home of spirit. That home of soul here. Interesting. It could be soul family here, but from the outside looking in, I think you're both being very emotionally mature about it. And if you're not in contact with each other, which is always a probability with these reads, then you're both pretty much emotionally stable, probably nestled in your own emotional worlds physically, but then both in harvest and ready to share some wisdom with each other. Let me look at this Crone of Blades, the Sagittarius in their past. That real expansion of desire. But what does this look like on the outer, please? Particularly Cerridwen, goddess of the cauldron, goddess of transformation. What does that look like on the outer? The Strength card. All right. So it took you a lot of courage to get to this place. I feel like you got very, very clear about how many options you really had, or at least in terms of all the different things that you wanted. The term settling down, which is definitely a Taurus thing, right? It's like fixed earth, right? Really wanting those stable roots, that solid foundation, but not at the expense of expansion and freedom here. So it does feel like an opening of your heart brought you to this place, a place of bravery, a place of courage, brought you into this place where the decision is literally in your hands, right? Can you make, again, I can't get away from the chakras on this one, a loving, wise, empowered decision, not based on the materiality of things here, that it feels like what you want is worth having, and you have the heart to do it. Courage, mon amour, courage, right? The French word for heart is the cœur, right? So to follow your heart, to be brave. But when does the Strength card ever come up? Unless we had to deal with some fear or adversity, right? And then I feel like that makes sense with these 10s, that is completing. If it's not complete, like all T's crossed, all I's dotted, I don't know if you're going to get there with this lesson, but we'll see. The answers, of course, are always within. So with that 10 of Flames, which we have mirrored here with the 10 of Wands for the victim archetype crossing their path, what does that look like? The Ace of Cups. See, that's the thing. There is a new beginning, a new initiation of love coming in here, an emotional offer, while something is completed on the inner. It's got a weird feel here, and this is why general reads can be a little crazy making, which is why I like doing private reads. So I could say, is this or is this that? And they go, it's definitely that. Then we can, follow that timeline. But with the Hora, Hava Nagila hovering, so to speak, right? That sense of completion, of celebration. I feel like you achieved something here. A rite of passage, right? With weddings, bar mitzvahs, and bat mitzvahs are rites of passage worth celebrating. A lot of work went into them. So this Ace of Cups coming in on the outer, I still feel like you're going to be the one who decides to say yes or no. Get that it is life-changing, that the courage that it took to get you to this place, the heart that it took, while this person has been alchemizing with temperance, right? Of course, it's coming in. So that's why they wanted this one down before that one, right? To say that, yeah, it's going to show up and it's going to reveal things. Now, you kind of go from that Hora, H-O-R-A, right? H-O-R-A-H, right? Put that extra H on the end there, right? Is a dance, the 10 of Flames. This is celebration, but both of them have this celebratory vibe on them. And it feels like, though it may be immature, and I don't mean childish, right? The easiest is an acorn is an immature oak tree. It'll get there if it's tended. This new opportunity does reveal something. Perhaps some hidden pieces emotionally, I would think, where if you have been really doing your spiritual work diligently, finding the courage here to do so, alchemizing new strength, right? Particularly with that imagery of temperance. Tempered iron is tempered steel, I should say, practically unbreakable. That kind of strength, durability, not just, pick up table, throw across room kind of strength. So with that celebration, it's the Judgment card. It feels like you're gonna make a judgment call here, and that it's all in your hands. All right, your lesson here, 3 of Blades. I get it now. I gotta go in. I gotta look at what's really going on here. What's at the heart of the matter? I need to focus. So what does this look like on the outer, please, my gods? On the path of true love for this Taurus, their lesson with the 3 of Blades on the inner has the 10 of Cups on the outer. You now have, all you're missing is the 10 of Blades, or the 10 of Swords. Yeah, from the outside, this really looks like happily ever after. But you're like, I need to get to the heart of the matter here. I'm wondering if this person victimized you through lies, illusions, deceptions, and delusions. I would say intentionally or unintentionally, but it's really not victimization if they just didn't know. Right? Everybody has illusions. They might have sold you some not knowing that they were fool's gold. Well, fool's gold is pyrite, still fairy gold, right? Turns to glad in the morning. Terry Pratchett. I love you, Terry Pratchett. So yeah, I get. This could be somebody from your past that you had really let go of, right? Whatever you had together, you moved on, right? And here they are, coming back in, because so much of that crazy shit is happening right now. So I'm glad I live alone. I moved too. They gotta work to find me. I don't live where I used to live before I was wholly WHOLLY single. I'm glad of it. Yeah, you can track me down. I love my condo village. Has cameras everywhere. Not in my home, because I would expect to be monetized. Yeah. Let's see. This actually, I wouldn't say that's a party turner here, but certainly the amount of 10s you got on the table. 10 of Pentacles, right? 10 of Flames, 10 of Cups here, and again that card of celebration, these constant circles here. it does make sense that this feels really good, but it doesn't mean that there's not a risk. And I think there is that sense of risk here. Hence that prostitute archetype. Can you have faith? Have faith in you no matter what they do. But get to the heart of the matter, because from the outside looking in, Maiden of Blades, the Gemini card, that you might be a little suspicious. You might be a lot suspicious. You might be like, I gotta get some more information on this so I can do this Three of Blades thing here. Take that inside of myself. See clearly. Now, good mantra for this. Illuminating Truth. Matt Kahn Healing Mantra deck. Wouldn't shock me if it came up. I'm willing to see things clearly no matter the outcome. Doesn't mean you're going to see what the outcome is. But I'm willing to see things clearly here no matter what goes on, because I don't want to move forward unless I know what the truth is. That's the hooker with the heart of gold, right? I just want to know what's actually going on here before I take one more breath, one more step forward on this. So with that on the inner, that third eye and throat, maybe even communicating the desire for more information, what does this look like on the outer? Page of Pentacles. I really think this is deeper analysis, looking at getting to the heart of the matter of this new opportunity. Page of Pentacles, going with that Page of Cups. This is definitely a fertile seed, or at least the message. I feel like this is somebody that you have not heard from in a while, or somebody that you might have gotten rid of and is coming around, right? With that victim-victor archetype, they might be feeling very victimized, hence that Ten of Wands. Oh, I'm just so burdened. I wonder what they did to you, right, to make you sort of do that, particularly with the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, this could have been about money and finances, but with that Cancer card on top of it, I feel like the two of you either had or could have a very happy, healthy, stable home together, particularly with that Ten of Cups, which is what this lesson is about. It could be that your heart, that's why there's not a lot of water on the table here, is really being outweighed by the material, right? Which, nothing wrong with that. You know, ain't nothing going on but the rent. But, you know, can always find a way to make things work. I feel like that Page of Pentacles that you are analyzing the crap out of, if it hasn't come yet, you need to talk about it. You need to get more information, because the Ten of Cups lesson is that regardless of what this may look like, get to the heart of the matter of what your lesson is here. Yeah, huge potential, might not look it. All right, their fate from their destiny, or I should say their destiny hewn from their fate. They've got hopes and dreams there. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Who could ask for anything more? But that's the love inside of them as well. That contentment, that compassion that they give to themselves and maybe to this person crossing their path. What does this look like on the outer? Yeah, Four of Cups. Four of Cups, the meh card for me. Meh. Right, in the outside world, this might not be very fulfilling right now. So to say, you know what? You do you, Mr., Ms., whatever, victim, victor archetype. You overcome what you need to overcome. For me, I'm going to go within. I'm going to follow my spiritual path. I've come this far. It's taken great determination and courage to get me where I am here. Right? And I'm not prostituting myself on this. I know my worth, and I have faith. So I love you. I love you. But it's a little unsatisfying. It's a little meh. Right? It's not heartbreak. Five of Cups. That's heartbreak. Right? Three of Swords ain't heartbreak. That's an air card, not a water card. Just how I read them. Everybody reads different. But this is being a little disillusioned, a little like, nah, that's all right. I got my own cups, thanks. But, you know, if you want to talk, it does feel like this person victimized you before. That there is a sense of suspicion going on here. And earth signs don't forget that stuff. Talk about muscle memory, right? We remember feeling that way. And then that would make sense with this Five of Pentacles here. I think this person coming back or communicating or however this plays itself out leaves you a little shook, at least at the end of this reading with Earthquake. But there are things revealed, and there's Ten of Cups and celebration. I guess you'd call this a mixed bag. You may not get what you want right away from this person, but the healing and the growth and the celebration and the insight is huge. last card down, and then we'll get those last two cards to clarify all of this. Please, my gods. Five of Pentacles and the outcome internal. Like, it can be, the truth is revealed and everything is shook up and it's wonderful. And particularly with that Four of Cups on the outer, for that Nine of Cups on the inner, for their destiny. Their destiny comes by being, yeah, this is a little boring, on this little mat on the outside, but I'm taking care of me. I could really change things here. What does that look like on the outer, please? Ace of Swords. A lot of tens and a lot of aces. Well, the Ace of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Cups. So a lot of these one things being offered here, but I'm going to say a truth comes in. This is Athena in the Ace of Wands, their goddess of wisdom and strategy. Some say combat, but she never did the hand-to-hand. Her usual weapon is a spear. You don't really get hand-to-hand with the spear. You just throw it, right? So we are really seeing here a piece of truth that comes in that shakes you. Done. But what you do as a result of that is not shown. But I can tell you the dynamic on the table is you need to be higher selfish here with that Aries, right? You really need to be very, very clear about what you want. And as a matter of fact, I kind of get that you are, right? Or you come to this place. Now, what I really want is a completion. I want to celebrate this new love that's coming in. And honestly, with a 10 on the inner and an ace on the outer here in what's crowning you, that kind of says that whatever was between the two of you has finished up a cycle and is starting again fresh, emotionally fresh. And here you are with, I almost feel like this celebration with the Page of Cups is an exact mirror, though different elements, to this Ace of Blades, Ace of Swords on the outer, Earthquake on the inner, because they're both, whoa, right? Revelation and earthquake, right? Usually don't expect an earthquake. Aftershocks are different, I know the difference. I'm an earth sign. But something is definitely revealed with this Page of Cups coming in, and I feel like it's going to bring you to a truth that you learn about in the outside, maybe through communication, talking with this person, where it shakes you. It's just, that's the thing about the 10th position. I can't tell you if it feels good or not because this is a general read. I mean, this could be a toxic family member you're dealing with, right? Only you know that. But that's why we're glad we have these last two cards. The Whispers of Love Oracle, the Party Turner deck, Voices of the Higher Selves. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, that's lovely. Higher selves of all involved. Fifth dimension and above, 8th chakra and above. A Whisper of Love Oracle, please. A piece of information, inspiration, or insight for the Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading. One with the Prostitute archetype in the 8th chakra, the other with the Victim archetype in the 8th chakra here. It seems a lot of up and down here. It seems like a lot of endings and new beginnings, both with those pages and those aces, as well as every 10 except the 10 of Blades on the table. No more tarots hitting the table. So higher selves of all involved. What is the whisper of love for this Taurus collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this timeless true love read? Love is all around you. There is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. See, that's what I think connects with that Prostitute archetype. If you can really get that love is who you are, and love is everywhere. Love is all around, Mary Tyler Moore, throw the hat in the hair. Throw the hat in the air. Throw your hair in a hat, then throw the hat in the air. Then to really, that would take the fear out of this. To really get, look, love is all around us. And I see that. That sense of potentiality there. I think you know this deep down, and I think you love this person, and I think this person feels like home. But perhaps with that King of Cups on the outer, you've been a little Cancerian. A little guarded, right? A little not so much wearing your heart on the sleeve there. But with this courage, this opening of the heart, this strength card, with the Lovers, and with celebration, the card of revelation, of final judgment, something revealed here with all these cups. I think you're going to get that there is a true love here of a kind. Like my mom and I have a true love relationship. It's just not romantic sexual, right? We truly love each other. So I'm going to move up there eventually to Saratoga, you know, because I'm the youngest. That's what the youngest does usually. At least in tribal life, I don't mind. I love my mom. And we make each other laugh, which is the best thing ever. So there's love all around. Although she's Cancerian, I will say that. It doesn't mean the moods aren't there. And come on, what do you want, a relationship where no one's moody ever? Stay at home and, I don't know, don't change your emotions? That doesn't work. So there's something here about maybe even the universe kind of showing you the signs that to go for this, because there's 10 of Cups on the outer. It's an awful lot of 10s here, considering you do not have, as I said, the 10 of Swords. I would definitely say that the higher selves are saying you two really love each other. It's like there is love everywhere all the time. Simply acknowledge this as truth. And here is a very simple but perhaps very blunt truth coming in that shakes you. That the love has always been there between the two of you. Do I seem skeptical? Oh, me? What do you mean? I'm just a gay witch from New York with purple hair. You can't tell in this lighting. Overtone purple for brown. Sponsor me. Or just send me free shit. Send me free purple for brown. Okay, last card down. And we're doing the bookie book for the Matt Kahn healing mantras. The healing mantra that will help you heal this, right? Help you heal you. In the soulmate contract reads, it's a little bit different. As you, you heal them. But that's the quantum entanglement of a soulmate contract. This may not be a soulmate contract. Please breathe. Yeah, I definitely get the sense they have the victim-victor archetype because they victimized you and they crossed a boundary they should not have. And I have a feeling it might have been not just emotional, but financial, if not physical. And that's a really bad deal. But, you know, that Four of Cups in the destiny position from the outside looking in, it's like, meh, could take it or leave it. That's what it feels like. You could take it or leave it. That's why love is all around you, I think, is really key. So, my Ascended Masters of True Love, what is the perfect healing mantra for the Taurus Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, dealing with the Prostitute archetype for the Taurus, and the Victim-Victor archetype for whoever is crossing their path in this timeless true love read? Just leave it in my hand. I think I felt it. Hearing inner guidance. My intuition flows whenever I am still. I think all the past and all the data and all the numbers and all the facts of the matter, yes, certainly. I don't think you have all of them. That's why that Ace of Blades comes in at the end. I think there's something that comes in that just shakes your entire what you thought this was. So I'm gonna go with that Three of Blades, right? To go within, to get to the heart of the matter. Because there's a 10 of Cups on the table here. Hold on a second. Let me read you this. This is a great mantra, but you have to actually be still for it to work. My intuition flows whenever I am still, hearing inner guidance. When you hear inner guidance, you receive an affirming and defining moment of inspiration. It can be a new direction, a new way of seeing old patterns, which is what I think is going on here, or an enchanted idea that is delivered in your own voice out of the silence. Happens all the time around here. When inner guidance is heard, you are ready to either hunker down into the healing benefits of your current circumstances, which is what I feel like you're already doing, or move forward into a brand new chapter, which is what I feel like is being offered. In either case, this is an opportunity to further align with your soul by embracing your needs. There we are. The decision is yours. It's going to change your life either way. It's just there's no guarantee with this particular reading how it's going to go, how it's going to turn out. A private read might help, just saying. This mantra is ideal for resolving restlessness. Taurians are known for it, right? They either charge or they're not moving. Becoming a better listener. And being more open-minded. Hearing inner guidance is definitely that stillness of listening. totally put bird seed outside before. I can hear the birds. I can look at the birds right out my front door window there, right? I actually sat out with them today because I didn't move. I was meditating, my eyes open, right? That stillness. And they just came. Then they saw me and took off, right? So there's some stillness here because what I love about this, my intuition flows whenever I am still, even if that means this comes to you and you're like, all right, I'll be right back. Go to the bathroom, sit down, breathe. In this moment, what do I need to know inside of myself? Act on it. And yes, you're going to have to be selfish. And I wonder if this is going to be a split-second decision. If anybody puts you in that position, an ultimatum like that, the answer for me is always no. Unless it's something I really want, right? But I suggest take your time, because if this person has really done the internal alchemy, the temperance work, where they're coming with an apology, if they victimized you, lies, illusions, deceptions, delusions, what have you, I definitely feel like the solid foundation here, I don't think either one of you want to look at it, but it is there. And I think you have a lot of deep feelings for each other, and I would certainly put this in the romantic category. That being said, certainly if you want to go deeper on this, book me. There's a link in the description box explaining how to do that I enjoyed doing today. But before that, let me give you the blessing. Please take a nice deep breath. As I call upon my collective pantheons of angels, archangels, goddesses, gods, ascended masters, and the higher selves of all involved, please may the Taurus collective sun, moon, rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, be blessed with all that they need on the path of true love, where they accentuate the challenge. They really get clear on the challenge of surviving without negotiating the power of their spirit by being higher selfish and making the wisest, most loving, empowering decisions they can for themselves, with somebody crossing the path who is learning how to prevent themselves from letting themselves be victimized or victimizing others through a process of temperance, is perhaps a little burned out, and in that final phase of that, when they cross their path with this strong stability of the harvest between the both of them that maybe they don't want to look at or they're unaware of, and some emotional guardedness, but nonetheless a great deal of love going on there, because this Taurus certainly went on some kind of expansion journey within themselves that took great courage, perhaps walking away from this, perhaps going deeper into the self to really get clear on what it is that they want. But that process then has completed with the Hora, the Ten of Flames, kind of that maybe has not grounded itself yet, but it's in the air. And along with it comes this Ace of Cups, that this is coming in sooner rather than later. And when that Page of Cups is reflected on and looked upon, there is a revelation within one of them, if not both of them. If not for the Taurus, then for both of them, because there is love here. And certainly to get to the heart of the matter here with this Three of Blades in focus, that is definitely inspired by a Ten of Cups situation that this lesson really is outpictured as, so they can express themselves. They can get the truth that they need. They can get the information that they need with this new physical opportunity with the Page of Pentacles on the outer, and achieve their destiny by taking their time, maybe being a little meh about the situation here, the Four of Cups, but finding their wish fulfillment within themselves, giving themselves the love and the compassion and the time that they need to make this life-changing decision that feels like once that truth is delivered, there is an earthquake. It changes everything on the inner, and I'm not so sure that that's the rough, horrible way. Not with this cards of celebration and the Hora and the Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups on the table. So they can really get that love is all around them. There is love everywhere, all the time. Simply acknowledge this is truth. These two have love for each other and have loved each other everywhere, all the time, but that they really need to be hearing their own inner guidance, their intuition flowing whenever they are still, which will help them to hunker down and do what needs to be done inside of themselves, and then as they are ready, spring forth. Strike when the iron is hot, when the cake is baked, when it's ready to move forward into these aces, really completing these tens in a way that is happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise for their well-being and for the well-being of all. As a matter of fact, may they be so blessed with all that they need on the path of true love for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So will it be. And so it is. There you have it. Pretty good. Pretty good. Tricky. Feels like all the power's in your hands, Taurus. If you're the Taurus with the Prostitute archetype, and everybody has the Prostitute archetype, as I keep saying, then it feels like you're going to be the one to pull the trigger on this one way or the other. Do or die. So if you want to go deeper, reach out. There's a video in the description box and links below explaining how to book me and what goes on in a reading, as well as really my honor and my privilege doing this for my fellow Earth signs Virgo that I am. So have at it. Want more? Check the description box. My book Words of Grace would certainly be helpful with the internal aspects of this if you want to check that out on Kindle. Amazon Kindle, $9.99 USD. Go right ahead. Otherwise, wishing you all the very best and the very blessed of this path of true love that you find yourself on, my beloved bulls. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.